Rome before power, the city before importance. Long before Julius Caesar becomes known, Rome exists quietly. It is already old, it already has memories, but it does not yet feel large or overwhelming. Rome, at this time, is a city of stone and routine. The streets are narrow, they curve gently, they follow paths shaped by years of walking, rather than careful planning. Stone slabs lie beneath the feet. Some are smooth, some are cracked. Dust gathers in the shallow spaces between them. Morning arrives slowly. There is no single moment when the city wakes. Instead, light moves gradually. It slides along walls. It settles briefly on doorways. It touches columns and then drifts away. The air is cool in the early hours. It carries quiet sounds. Footsteps, a distant voice, the soft scrape of a broom against stone. Rome does not hurry. People begin their days without urgency. Doors open one by one. A man steps outside and pauses. He adjusts his cloak. He looks down the street. A woman carries water. She moves carefully. She knows the weight well. Children follow familiar paths. They walk where they walked yesterday and the day before. These mornings resemble one another. No single morning stands out. Homes in Rome are practical. Walls are thick. Rooms are simple. Light enters where it can. Inside, the air is still. Furniture is minimal. Objects are used, not admired. People sit, they stand, they wait. Life unfolds indoors just as slowly as it does outside. Meals are simple. Bread, water, occasionally fruit or olives. Eating is not rushed. Conversation comes and goes. Silence is common. The streets of Rome carry the weight of repetition. Feet pass over the same stones each day. The stones remember. Dust lifts briefly with each step, then settles again. People walk with purpose, but not with haste. Some are heading to work, some to conversation, some simply walk because it is time to walk. No one yet notices Julius Caesar. He is one among many. The Roman Forum exists not only for speeches and decisions. Often, it is simply a place to be. Columns stand quietly. Open spaces wait to be filled. People arrive. They stand. They listen. Some speak softly. Some do not speak at all. Time passes here in small increments. Minutes blend into one another. No moment demands attention. Rome has a gentle rhythm of sound. Footsteps echo briefly, then fade. Voices rise and fall, never all at once. Animals move through streets. Wheels turn slowly. At times, the city is nearly silent. These pauses are not uncomfortable. They are expected. Julius Caesar is born into this rhythm. He does not arrive to ceremony. He does not arrive to expectation. He is simply another child. He grows within the repetition of days. He hears the same sounds each morning. He sees the same streets. He follows the same paths. Nothing about him seems urgent. Learning happens slowly. In Rome, learning is gradual. Children observe. They listen. They repeat. Words are heard many times before they are understood. Writing begins with tracing. Letters appear. They disappear. They appear again. Mistakes are not dramatic. They are smoothed away. Years pass quietly. One year resembles the next. Festivals come and go. Markets open and close. The city remains. No one marks time by events. Time is felt through routine. At midday, Rome slows further. Heat rests on stone. Movement becomes deliberate. People seek shade. Conversation softens. The city pauses. As afternoon arrives, shadows lengthen. Streets feel familiar again. People return along the same routes. Children retrace their steps. The day folds inward. Evening approaches. Light fades gently. The air cools. People gather indoors. Doors close. Rome settles. At night, the city rests. Stars appear above stone rooftops. Sounds diminish. Footsteps are rare. The city breathes slowly. No one knows what will come. No one senses importance. History does not announce itself. It moves quietly, through ordinary days, through routines, through repetition, through the lives of people who do not yet matter to history, including a child named Julius Caesar. As the sun rises over Rome, the streets begin to take on their quiet rhythm. The same stones are warmed by the early light. The same corners catch the first shadows. The air is calm. The city is slowly waking. A young Julius Caesar begins his day, not with fanfare, not with expectation, but with the gentle motions of childhood. He rises. He walks. He breathes the same air that many have breathed before him. He listens to distant footsteps. He hears voices carrying softly over the stone. Every morning resembles the last. Every day folds gently into the next. This quiet consistency becomes the background of his life, a foundation for learning, a foundation for observation. Children in Rome often learn by watching. They observe, they notice, they repeat. Caesar stands among other children, but also alongside adults. He notices the way people speak, the rise and fall of voices, the careful gestures of hands. He notices the spaces between words, the pauses where attention gathers. These observations are slow. They repeat over and over. Each day adds subtle understanding. There is no rush, there is no competition, there is only time and the quiet practice of seeing and listening. Education in Caesar's time includes writing. Wax tablets and styluses provide a calm, repetitive exercise. He traces letters, he erases them, he traces them again. Mistakes are part of the process. They disappear quietly when smoothed away. Letters are shapes, words are patterns. Sounds are repeated softly over and over. Each movement of the stylus is deliberate. Each word is practiced, not hurried. Each line is familiar. Each stroke contributes to steady learning. Alongside writing, Caesar listens and reads aloud. Words are spoken slowly, repeated, absorbed. The rhythm of language becomes a companion to the quiet streets and the stone walls of Rome. Lessons move gradually. The same story, the same phrase, may be spoken many times. This repetition is gentle. It is unhurried. It is absorbed not as information, but as experience. The city and its sounds remain constant. Light moves over familiar walls. Shadows stretch across the streets, and Caesar listens again and again. Daily routines offer structure. Breakfast may be bread and fruit. Water is sipped slowly. Meals are not hurried. Then comes walking. Paths are retraced each day. Courtyards, streets, fountains, homes. These become known spaces. Observing these spaces, Caesar learns without realizing. Learning occurs in silence. Learning occurs in stillness. The repetition is comforting. It is predictable. It allows the mind to absorb, to rest, to stretch along the rhythm of each day. The Roman Forum serves as a backdrop to learning. It is not only a place for debates and speeches, it is a space where presence itself teaches. Children walk slowly. They pause. They stand. They listen. Adults speak. The sound of words mingles with footsteps, distant carts, and the occasional call of a vendor. Caesar absorbs this environment. He watches how people hold themselves. He notes where voices rise and fall. He notices where attention lingers and where silence stretches. This silent observation is education. It repeats. Each day, each visit, each footstep adds depth. Afternoons are calm, light softens, shadows lengthen. Learning continues without urgency. Writing, reading, observation, all repeat gently. Each repetition deepens understanding. Each quiet moment allows the mind to rest while absorbing the environment. Caesar learns in cycles. One action flows into another. One day flows into the next. The city continues around him. Rome is patient. Time is patient. Evening brings gentle rest. Streets grow quiet. Homes take on warmth from lamps and hearths. Voices soften. Footsteps diminish. Caesar rests alongside the familiar sounds. He recalls without effort what he has observed. The rhythm of learning is subtle. No hurry, no pressure. Just repeated days, one after another. Night in Rome. Night arrives. Rome sleeps slowly. The young Caesar sleeps. The cycle will continue tomorrow, just as it has in these quiet mornings and gentle afternoons. Teaching through calm observation, repetition, and soft attention. A young man in a familiar city. Julius Caesar is no longer a child. He is taller now. His steps are longer, his movements more certain. Yet the city around him feels the same. The same streets, the same stone walls, the same morning light resting quietly on familiar paths. Rome continues at its gentle pace. People walk without hurry. Vendors arrange their goods. Voices rise and fall softly. Caesar walks among them. Not as someone important, not as someone noticed, just as another young man moving through the steady rhythm of the city. Each morning begins in much the same way. Light enters the room. The air feels cool. Caesar rises, he washes, he dresses simply. There is no ceremony, no rush. Breakfast is modest, bread, water, perhaps fruit. He eats slowly. After eating, he walks. The streets welcome him with familiarity, stone beneath his feet, shadows stretching gently along the walls. Every morning resembles the last. This repetition offers comfort. Education does not end with childhood. For Caesar, learning continues through observation and practice. He listens carefully to others, in the forum, in the streets, in quiet conversations. He notices how people choose their words, how they pause, how they wait before speaking. He begins to speak more himself, not loudly, not forcefully, but with care. He practices alone. He repeats phrases. He adjusts his tone. Each attempt is calm. Each effort is patient. Much of Caesar's day is spent walking. Walking through streets, walking through open spaces, walking through familiar routes. These walks are unhurried. They allow the mind to wander. They allow thoughts to settle. He observes the same scenes again and again. Children playing quietly, merchants arranging goods, neighbors greeting one another. Nothing changes quickly. The city moves slowly. Caesar begins to spend more time with others, friends, teachers, acquaintances. Conversations are calm. They speak of ordinary things, daily matters, small concerns. There is no urgency. Words drift gently between them. Pauses are common. Silence is comfortable. Through these conversations, Caesar learns how people listen. He learns when to speak. He learns when to wait. The forum remains a familiar place. Caesar returns often. He stands, he listens, he watches. Speakers address small gatherings. Some speak confidently, some speak quietly. Caesar notices how attention moves, how a calm voice holds listeners longer, how patience invites focus. These lessons come slowly. They repeat with each visit. As the day warms, movement slows. The sun rests on stone. The air feels still. Caesar pauses his walking. He finds shade. He sits. Rest becomes part of the routine. The city rests too. Voices soften, footsteps fade, time feels suspended. When the heat begins to ease, Caesar resumes his quiet routines. He reads, he writes, he practices speaking. Words are repeated, lines are reviewed. There is no pressure to be perfect, only patience. Learning continues without urgency. As evening approaches, light changes. Shadows grow longer. The air cools. People return to their homes. Caesar does the same. Meals are simple. Conversation is soft. The city settles into calm. At the end of the day, Caesar reflects without effort. There is no rush to remember. Thoughts drift gently. The mind rests. The body rests. Rome grows quiet. Night passes. Morning returns. The cycle continues. Walking, listening, speaking, resting. Each day adds a small layer of experience. Not dramatic, not sudden, just steady. Now, we follow Julius Caesar during periods of travel and responsibility, focusing on calm routines, changing landscapes, and the steady pace of movement. Nothing here is urgent. Nothing needs to be remembered. At some point in his life, Julius Caesar begins to spend more time away from Rome. Not suddenly, not dramatically. The change comes quietly. The familiar streets remain behind. Stone walls fade from view. The sounds of the city soften. Ahead, the road stretches forward. Dust rests on the path. The air feels open. Each step follows the last. There is no hurry, no signal to move faster, only the steady rhythm of walking. Travel in this time is unhurried. There are no quick journeys, no sudden arrivals. Movement happens at a walking pace. Footsteps press into the earth. Sand shifts. Stones remain still. Caesar walks. He rides when needed. He pauses often. The world does not rush him. The road remains patient. The land changes gradually. Fields appear, then hills, then wide open stretches of quiet earth. The colors shift gently. Greens, browns, soft shadows. Villages rest beside the road. People move calmly. Animals graze without concern. Nothing feels urgent. The horizon remains still. Days blend together. Morning light, walking, resting, simple meals, quiet pauses. Evenings arrive without effort. The sky softens. Shadows grow long. Caesar finds a place to rest. The body grows still. The mind follows. Night settles gently. At times, Caesar stays in camps or small settlements. Shelter is simple. The air is calm. People move quietly. Tasks are repeated. Fires glow softly. There is warmth. There is stillness. Night settles over the land. Voices lower. Movement slows. Away from Rome, the sounds are different. Wind through grass, birds in the distance, soft footsteps on soil. Voices are fewer. Silence is wider. Caesar listens. The quiet teaches him patience. The world feels open. The air feels clear. Responsibilities arrive gently. Tasks are completed, not rushed, not forced. Each duty feels like another step along the road. Nothing demands haste. The rhythm remains steady. Work flows naturally into rest. Sometimes Caesar returns to familiar places. Sometimes he continues onward. The pattern repeats. Arrival, pause, departure. The world unfolds slowly around him. Each place blends into the next. As night approaches, the land grows quiet. The sky darkens. Stars appear. Caesar rests. The road waits for morning. The air cools. The ground settles. Travel becomes a form of reflection. Each step offers space for thought. Each pause offers calm. The journey itself becomes the rhythm, not the destination. The body moves, the mind rests. Morning returns, light touches the land, Caesar rises, he walks again. The cycle continues. The road stretches forward, miles pass quietly. Steps follow steps. The scenery changes slowly. Nothing shifts all at once. Time moves gently. When movement pauses, rest arrives. Caesar sits. He breathes. He waits. The world remains calm around him. No demands, no urgency. As another evening arrives, the land softens. Shadows lengthen. The air grows cool. Caesar rests once more. The journey continues tomorrow. Returning to the city, Rome feels familiar. Stone streets, tall walls, open squares. The air carries the same quiet sounds. Footsteps on stone, soft voices, the distant call of merchants. Julius Caesar walks through the city once more, not as a stranger, not as a child, but as a man with responsibility. Still, the city moves as it always has, slowly, steadily, without hurry. People pass him in both directions. Some look up, some keep walking. Life continues either way. Rome does not change its rhythm for anyone. Each morning begins gently. Light enters through open spaces. Shadows rest on familiar walls. Caesar rises, he washes, he dresses simply. There is no rush, no sudden movement. Breakfast is quiet. Bread, water, a moment of stillness. He sits for a time. He breathes. The city begins its daily motion outside. Footsteps, voices, the soft turning of ordinary life. The day unfolds naturally. Caesar walks the same streets many times, stone beneath his feet, air moving softly around him. The streets curve gently. They guide movement without urgency. People pass without ceremony. Some recognize him, some do not. Life continues either way. Vendors arrange their goods. Children move through narrow streets. Neighbors greet one another calmly. Rome remains steady. He walks past fountains. He walks past doorways. He hears familiar sounds repeated. Nothing feels rushed. The forum is active, yet unhurried. People arrive. They stand. They listen. Voices rise and fall gently. Caesar is present. He listens carefully. He speaks when needed. Words are chosen slowly. There is time to pause, time to reflect. Nothing demands immediate action. People come and go. The forum continues its quiet rhythm. Decisions are made quietly, small matters, simple choices. Each one fits into the larger rhythm of the day. There is no urgency. Paper is reviewed. Messages are read. Thoughts are considered without pressure. The mind remains calm. Caesar listens to others speak. He waits before responding. Silence is not uncomfortable. It is part of the process. Between duties, Caesar finds stillness. He sits, he breathes, he waits. The city sounds drift past. Footsteps, voices, the soft movement of life continuing. Reflection does not feel heavy, it feels natural. Thoughts rise and fall like gentle waves. Nothing needs to be decided right away. The sun rests on stone. Movement slows. People seek shade. Conversations soften. The city pauses. Caesar pauses too. Time stretches gently. The air feels warm. Shadows grow longer. The rhythm remains calm. As the heat eases, activity returns. Meetings resume. Messages are exchanged. Words move slowly. Nothing is rushed. The rhythm remains steady. Caesar listens. He considers. He responds with care. Each moment flows into the next. Later in the day, Caesar walks once more. The streets feel familiar. The stones feel cool beneath his feet. He moves without hurry. People pass. Some speak quietly. Some remain silent. The city continues its calm motion. Light fades. Shadows grow long. People return to their homes. The city settles. Caesar does the same. Meals are simple. Conversation is quiet. The day comes to a calm close. Rome grows still. Stars appear above the rooftops. Sounds fade. The city rests. Caesar rests. Another day has passed. Morning returns. Light moves across stone. The same routines begin again. Walking, listening, speaking, resting. Each day resembles the last. There is comfort in the repetition. Leadership does not feel heavy here. It feels steady, like walking familiar streets, like hearing familiar sounds. Each responsibility fits gently into the day. Nothing presses too hard. Nothing demands urgency. There are many quiet moments, moments of waiting, moments of listening, moments when nothing happens at all. These moments are not empty. They are restful. As dusk arrives, the air cools. The city softens once more. Voices fade, footsteps slow, the sky darkens gently. Caesar rests as the city rests. The rhythm of Rome carries him towards sleep. Nothing more is needed. Nothing more is expected. The rhythm continues. Morning will return. Light will move across stone. Life will continue. Leadership will remain part of the rhythm. Not loud, not rushed, just steady. Gentle closing. And now, there is nothing more to follow. The city is quiet. The night is calm. You may continue listening, or you may drift into rest. Rome will remain. The rhythm will continue. As time passes, the rhythm of life softens. Days feel familiar. Mornings arrive without surprise. Julius Caesar rises as he always has. Light enters the room gently. The air feels cool and still. There is no rush to move. He sits for a moment. He breathes. Outside, the city begins its quiet motion. Footsteps, soft voices, the distant sounds of ordinary life. Rome remains the same. Stone streets, tall walls, open squares, footsteps echo softly. Voices drift through the air. Caesar walks slowly now, not because he must hurry, but because there is no need to. The streets welcome him as they always have. He passes doorways. He passes fountains. The sounds are familiar. Nothing demands attention. Each morning brings a sense of calm. Simple food, quiet moments. Caesar reflects without effort. Thoughts come and go. There is no pressure to decide, only time to observe. Light shifts across the walls. The day begins slowly. The city moves around him. Merchants arrange their goods. Children walk familiar paths. Life continues steadily. Caesar watches without urgency. The world does not ask him to act. It simply unfolds. Moments pass quietly. There are many moments of stillness. Moments where nothing happens. Caesar sits. He listens. The sounds of Rome drift by. Footsteps, soft voices, the distant movement of daily life. These sounds are comforting. They come and go. When Caesar speaks with others, the tone is calm. Words are chosen carefully. Pauses are natural. Silence is welcomed. There is no need to hurry a conversation. The words flow gently. Then they fade. The sun rests on the city. Movement slows. People seek shade. Caesar rests as well. Time stretches gently. The air feels warm. Shadows grow long. Afternoons pass quietly. The same streets, the same faces. Nothing feels new, but nothing feels heavy. There is comfort in familiarity. The city remains steady. As evening arrives, the air cools. The city softens. Lights appear in windows. Caesar returns home. Meals are simple. Conversation is quiet. The day closes gently. Night settles over Rome. Stars appear. Sounds fade. Caesar rests. Sleep comes naturally. The city rests with him. Days become weeks. Weeks become years. The rhythm remains steady. Nothing rushes. Nothing demands attention. Time simply moves forward. There are no loud endings here. No sudden changes. Only the quiet continuation of daily life. Caesar remains part of the city. The city remains part of him. Rome continues. Morning will return. Light will touch stone. Footsteps will echo softly. Life will move forward at its gentle pace. Caesar spends more time in quiet observation. He watches the flow of people. He listens to the rhythm of the streets. Nothing feels urgent. Everything feels familiar. Each morning begins the same way. Light, stillness, breath. The city awakens slowly. Caesar follows its pace. Each evening closes gently. Voices fade. The air cools. The night settles. Caesar's presence in the city feels calm. Not demanding, not commanding, simply present. Time feels wide. Moments stretch. Thoughts move slowly. Nothing presses forward. There is space between each moment. Space for breath. Space for rest. The city continues. The days repeat. Life remains steady. Rome does not stop. Stone streets remain. Walls stand. Open squares fill with light. The air carries familiar sounds, footsteps, soft voices, the distant rhythm of daily life. Julius Caesar is no longer walking these streets, yet the streets feel the same. The city continues. Morning arrives without ceremony. Light touches stone. Shadows rest in familiar places. Doors open. People step outside. The day begins quietly. There are no bells to mark the change, no voices to declare a new era. Instead, the sun rises as it always has. Light moves slowly across walls. It settles on doorways. It drifts across the ground. People stretch. They pause. They begin their routines. Bread is prepared. Water is carried. Streets awaken gently. Nothing feels different. The city breathes. Merchants arrange their goods. Baskets are lifted. Tables are wiped. Stalls are opened. The same motions repeat. Hands move with memory. Eyes scan familiar paths. Children walk the same routes. They step carefully over worn stone. They pass fountains. They pass doorways. Their days resemble the days before. Life continues through repetition. People speak softly in the streets. Words drift. Pauses linger. Voices rise and fall without urgency. There is no sharp sound, only the gentle rhythm of conversation. Silence is not uncomfortable. It is expected. The city breathes slowly. The forum remains. Columns stand. Open spaces wait. People arrive. They stand. They listen. Voices rise and fall gently. The rhythm feels familiar. Some speak, some listen. The space does not feel empty, it feels calm. Time passes quietly here. Days pass, weeks pass, years pass. The rhythm of Rome remains steady. Stones wear slowly, walls age quietly. Dust settles, dust lifts, dust settles again. Nothing changes all at once. Change comes softly. New people walk the streets. Different voices, different steps. Yet the paths remain the same. The stones remember. The city welcomes them quietly. They walk, they pause, they continue. Life flows gently forward. Decisions continue to be made. Not loudly, not suddenly. Messages are read. Words are considered. People wait. They listen. Life moves forward at a gentle pace. Nothing feels rushed. The rhythm remains steady. The sun rests on stone. Movement slows. People seek shade. Conversations soften. The city pauses. Time stretches softly. The air feels warm. Shadows lengthen. Afternoons feel the same as before. The same streets, the same sounds. Footsteps echo gently. Voices drift by. Nothing feels urgent. The city remains patient. As evening arrives, light fades gently. Homes glow with soft light. People return indoors. Meals are simple. Conversation is quiet. The city settles into calm. Night rests on the rooftops. Stars appear. Sounds fade. Rome sleeps. The streets grow still. Julius Caesar becomes a memory. Not loud, not dramatic, just part of the long story of the city. Rome carries many memories. They rest quietly in its stones. Names fade. Stories soften. The city remains. Morning returns. Light touches walls. Footsteps echo softly. Life continues. The rhythm does not change. History does not rush. It moves like a slow river. Steady. Quiet. Moments pass without announcement. The world shifts gently. Early light finds the streets empty. Only a few footsteps pass. Shadows linger in corners. The city feels calm. Nothing asks for attention. The day unfolds slowly. Voices drift. Movements remain soft. The city breathes. The sky dims. The air cools. People gather inside. The city rests. There is space between each sound. Space between each step. Space for rest. Rome does not hurry. Neither does history. The days pass gently. The city stands. The streets remain. Life continues. There is nothing more to follow. The city is calm. The night is quiet. Good night.